So on today's episode, I am going to show you a little progress I've made on the Grand National project. Fortunately, I kind of stopped filming for a little bit of time after I got the frame painted. Essentially, some of the stuff was straightforward, but it was time consuming because I was cleaning and detailing and everything. So what's been missed so far is, yes, the body is finally mounted to the frame. I have new bushings, body bushings, and you'll see. You can see them, they're over there. They're around the whole car. It was some of the most ridiculous bolts to ever put in. It just did not want to go on. Fought me the whole way. Obviously, the underside of the car, it is fully painted. I'll go around back to the back. Obviously, before I put the body on the frame, we connected all the brake lines, the fuel lines. It's all stainless steel. I've learned from experience that you just go straight into it, put the stainless steel into the car, because brake lines just don't seem to last after 20 years or so, and they just start coming apart. I mounted up the Power Master. Now it is dusty. It was cleaned last year, but it's obviously got the dust going on. I need to get a new line fabricated or found. Go over here to this side. Obviously the reservoir is kind of nasty looking. Possibly replacing it or just leaving it. Haven't decided that portion yet. I've got so much going forth with this car. But everything's been done. You can see the spindles are all detailed gray from the Eastwood. The steering box, again, detailed cast iron gray. Cast iron gray, the center link. We have the tie rod ends, pitman arm, everything. Sway bar, I was going to originally go black, but did gray. So the sway bar on the front and the back are all gray. It's got brand new bushings. Obviously I had a little bit of scratches that happened and put a little touch-up paint that ended up not matching, so I'm gonna have a little problem. I have to fix that. All the brakes are on, calipers, brake pads, so forth. All the lines, like I said, they're all attached. All stainless steel, things in place. Let me go around to the back. So let me cut it, walk around to the back, so I can show you what the back looks like. Now we're gonna see how much we could see actually, because it's quite dark. I might have to light it up again, but the whole back's in, the rear end, the sway bar, the whole underside of the body is painted. Got the rear bumper brackets on there. So for today, like I said, I've been doing a lot off the camera. Like mounting the brake booster, the body itself, the brake lines, the fuel lines run into the back. Every fuel line, brake line, the clips have been painted, bolts are stored, everything along that lines. But today, the goal is to hopefully set the motor down in here. We're going to get the motor and trans set up. I have the motor, trans, it's been redone. Again, working off camera. Honestly, that should have been something I should have did, but didn't. Set that in place, get the motor and trans in the car, set it up. Obviously, it's not going to be running. The engine harness, as you know from the first video of starting this car, it was cut instead of unplugging it. So, obviously, that's got to be replaced. I have a replacement. Actually, it was inside the car, ironically. So, and I mean, we took this out just to make sure there was no rodent's nest in here. Took the fan blower motor out of here. So typically what happens is, you know, you get some critters down up in there and they start causing problems. So I took that out just to make sure that I didn't have any critter problems. No one's critter problems. You know, I had the wipers obviously out. I took those out. They were in here originally, but took them out to paint the firewall. The firewall came out nice. Just satin black. Frames flat. I don't know if you could tell. I put the cat heat shield on, painted up some parts. But Tegel, Ninja Trans in there. Just get it set in place. Obviously, it's not going to be running this year. So I might be moving on to another project car, but we'll see. But yeah, this is the progress I've made. I've noticed, you know, I've got most of it together. I haven't tightened up all the front end bolts, as you can tell. All the bolts are just finger tighted on there. They all need to be tightened up completely, put the pins in, stuff. But hopefully by today, get all that in. Obviously I don't have shocks in there. I had to order new shocks. But obviously I have the rear shocks in there, the original ones. They're painted up clean. The front ones were totaled out, exploded actually. I'm obviously going to order new ones for the front and back, but that might be at a later date once I get a little further in this car. So yeah, that's where I'm at on the old Grand National project. As noted earlier, the motor is completely redone. We're getting it ready to go in. And we got a few things here and there. Here is the Trans. It's a built 200R4. As you can see, you got the billet servo going on. Yep. The precision turbo. We're getting it ready to go in there. Well, as I said, I didn't get the motor in today. So, motor's in. It's bolted up, at least in the motor mounts. I still have to get the cross member on. Everything's set and in place on the motor. Next step is getting the wiring harness out, which is over there. I have to take that bulk fitting off, start fitting the new harness in. There's also a big plug on the firewall over here to get it out. Start doing that process, get it rewired. Eventually got to throw the fuel tank in this car, get it cleaned up, but this is where I'm at today. You know, anyone that's got any suggestions on things I should be doing, you know, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, please do like, comment, and subscribe. I like when people subscribe. It shows me that you care about my videos.